I see you. You are the provider. You are the foundation. You are the constant, unwavering source of stability for every person under your roof. You have been told that this is the dream, the ultimate goal, the badge of honor you earn through relentless, punishing effort. But I am here to expose the truth that no one is brave enough to ask you. What is the unspoken price you are paying to hold everyone else up? You carry the invisible weight. This weight is not the paycheck. It is the silent, crushing burden of knowing that if you falter, if you break, the whole system collapses. You live in a state of perpetual high-pressure performance. You believe that failure is not an option. Failure is catastrophe for the people you love. Society demanded that you never stumble, never show fear, and certainly never ask for help. You have absorbed the expectation of having it all, of doing it all, and the pressure to never falter has become a chronic condition. You wear the armor of the provider so tightly that it has begun to fuse with your skin, suffocating the human being inside. You are so busy building the fortress of financial security that you never step inside it to rest. This is not strength. This is a silent, self-inflicted siege. This weight forces you into the role of the perpetual crisis manager. You are no longer just earning money, you are earning the right to fix everything. You begin to believe deep down that the moment you stop solving problems, the leaking roof, the unexpected bill, the emotional storm, is the moment you lose your central purpose. You become addicted to the rush of resolution because that rush is the only temporary relief from the crushing responsibility. You have traded connection for control, and that trade costs you your peace every single day. The weight is the cumulative anxiety of every potential catastrophe you preemptively prevent. And I demand you recognize that the exhaustion is not from the effort of earning, but from the constant, exhausting effort of never being allowed to be vulnerable. This relentless pressure leads to the erosion of self. Look at your schedule. When was the last time you did something purely for the joy of it? Something that did not generate income, professional currency, or logistical support? You cannot remember. This is the first cost. Time scarcity has consumed your passions, your hobbies, and your personal growth. You stopped painting. You stopped playing the instrument. You stopped reading for pleasure. You traded curiosity for currency. Worse, you allowed your identity to shift. Your worth became solely tied to your income and your provision. You stopped being a father, a mother, a partner, or a friend who contributes love, humor, or presence, and instead became a function, the ATM, the problem solver, the endless engine of resources. Your value is now measured in metrics, not in moments. This is the burnout epidemic hitting you, the physical exhaustion, the chronic headache, the mental fog that is the toll of constant pressure and insufficient downtime. You are running on empty, trying to refill everyone else's tank. You must recognize that the engine of provision is designed to fail if it is never allowed to stop and replenish. You cannot give what you do not possess. But the corrosion goes deeper, burrowing into your core identity through the martyr's narrative. You begin to tell yourself the story that you must suffer in order for them to thrive. This narrative is self-aggrandizing and deeply poisonous. It allows you to justify your emotional absence by pointing to your physical exhaustion. You use your long hours as a shield. I can't be present because I sacrificed my energy for you. This is a profound self-betrayal. You are not just sacrificing your time. You are sacrificing the non-financial version of yourself, the playful, curious, emotionally available person, and you are actively exchanging that for the financially successful, emotionally hollow version of you. The cost of this erosion is the loss of your authentic self, replaced by a well-compensated, deeply tired, and ultimately resentful persona. The strain of this constant performance creates relational fault lines in the most sacred parts of your life. When you come home, exhaustion replaces open dialogue with your loved ones. You are too depleted to listen, too defensive to be vulnerable. You offer silence where they need connection. And this breeds resentment's slow creep. Your partner perceives that you choose the office over them. They don't see that you are actually choosing their security over your own sanity. You, in turn, feel resentful that your sacrifice is not truly seen or honored. You feel like a lone warrior fighting a war no one else acknowledges. This subtle shift in dynamics, the perceived expectations, and the unfulfilled needs create a dangerous distance. Lost intimacy is the quietest cost. The stress, the preoccupation with financial focus, and the emotional distance diminish both your emotional and your physical connection. You are present in the room, but you are miles away, still mentally solving the crisis from the 2 p.m. meeting. You are protecting your family from external threats, but you are unknowingly creating a vast emotional chasm inside your own home. I need you to understand that this leads to the deadly transactional contract. Because you define yourself by provision, you subconsciously start to measure the family's affection and compliance against the income you provide. You think, I pay for this life, therefore I deserve respect, silence, and low emotional demands. Your family, tragically, begins to unconsciously enforce this contract too. They stop asking for your time and start only asking for your money, reinforcing the idea that your greatest contribution is your wallet, not your presence. You have bought into a system where love becomes a currency and you are exhausted from overpaying. The only way to dissolve a contract is to refuse to sign it, and you must refuse to believe that your love is defined by your labor. This self-sacrificial lifestyle is maintained by the silent saboteurs. The first saboteur is the always-on mentality. You cannot truly disconnect. You check your email at the dinner table. You answer the call on vacation. You believe that your value is derived from your availability, so you grant yourself no downtime. This is not dedication. This is an addiction to control, a desperate attempt to prevent the failure you constantly fear. The second saboteur is sacrificed dreams. You put your personal aspirations, the change in career, the year abroad, the startup idea, on indefinite hold for financial stability. You convince yourself it's responsible, but you are trading your life's purpose for comfort. That deferred dream becomes a low-level, chronic psychological ache, a whisper of what could have been that hollows out your passion for the present. The most crippling saboteur is the fear of failure. This is the crushing anxiety of not being able to sustain the current lifestyle, the terror that the entire structure, the mortgage, the tuition, the security, will crumble if you take one false step. This fear paralyzes you. It forces you to stay in the mediocre job, to avoid the necessary difficult conversation, and to keep the burden entirely to yourself. You are not protecting your family from the outside world. You are protecting them from the sight of your own necessary humanity. I am here to tell you that you must step out of this destructive cycle. You must commit to reclaiming your worth. Your primary task is not to earn more, it is to redefine success. You must move beyond purely financial metrics to holistic well-being. Your success is not just the balance sheet. It is the quality of your sleep, the depth of your presence, and the genuine, unforced laughter in your home. You must reject the false identity that says, I am only valuable when I am producing income. You are valuable because you exist. Your next move is aggressive, setting boundaries. This is not a request, it is a necessity for survival. You must protect your time, your energy, and your relationships. Create non-negotiable zones. No phones at dinner, no work email after 7 p.m. One dedicated hour every week that is reserved for a hobby that feeds your soul and nothing else. Treat these boundaries as fiercely as you treat a client deadline, because the deadline on your health and your presence is far more critical than the deadline on your work report. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. They are about keeping you in. Finally, you must confront the lie of the loan provider and commit to building a support system. You must find the courage for vulnerability and seek help to share the burden. You are not the only one capable of solving problems. You are not the only capable person in your home or in your network. You must allow others, your partner, your friends, your community, to step up and carry some of the load. This is not weakness. It is the highest form of strategic strength. When you admit that you are human, when you show the cracks in your armor, you are giving the people you love the profound opportunity to truly see and truly love the whole of you. You are giving them a chance to be partners, not just beneficiaries. Your greatest strength is not your endless capacity to provide. It is your capacity to be honest, to be present, and to be truly human. Stop carrying the weight alone. Stop trading your life for security you already possess. Your family needs your presence more than they need your provision. Your soul needs your attention more than your boss does. It is time to drop the invisible weight and reclaim your worth. The time to choose yourself is right now.